year and I had this idea to create a compilation of my fall pages as the season is quickly approaching, and you may looking for some inspirations. So I gathered a lot of fall layouts, and I must admit those are not all. I have more and more and more, but I decided that those would be like the most interesting, the most inspiring to share with you. And I will quickly go one by one to tell you why I feel it's inspiring and what you can draw from it. And for some of those, I have process videos on my YouTube channel, and I made a whole playlist called Fall Projects to make it easier for you to find them, because some of the projects are quite old, like a few years old, so you will be able to easily find those videos. So as you can see, pile is big. So let's start. And I will start with this page, and I feel it's inspiring because it has a unique color palette. Usually we use this very warm brown, yellow, orange colors, and here colors are still warm, but I decided to combine orange, purple and navy in those warm saturated colors. And I also added leaves cut out from pattern papers from the same color scheme. This is old Pink for Studio collection. This is not a new page, so I don't think you would be able to purchase those goodies, but this may be an inspiration for what you have on hand, because the background is a mixed media one. I would like to say distress inks to create it mixed with water. I think so, yeah. So this is the unique color scheme. This one is, well, color scheme again. I'm looking for a word. Well, not a color. Lack of colors is an inspiration here, because this is black and white grayish page with tiny splashes of colors. And I wanted to show you that you can create a full page even though it's not bursting with warm colors. And I used leaves that I cut out using scissors. Those are from some papers. This is also a very old page, a Polish company called Studio Forte that created those papers. So this is the monochromatic black and white version. Moving on, this one has this dreamy heart-shaped wreath plus the picture, and this one was created for one of my big picture classes. I think the very early one, maybe the first one I have ever created, so tutorial was listed there. But I also want to show you that not only I created a heart using leaves, but I also use colorful paints and I splattered around them, around using them. So you have like a mixed media combination with papers, and those leaves are also cut out from the paper that I created myself using watercolors. So this is early big picture classes. Here is another inspirational page because I created my own scene, I would like to say. Very simple, very basic tree shapes in the background made with watercolor, plus a very little of the composition on top of it. And as you can see, I use the same picture as in the previous layout, because sometimes I reach for the same pictures, especially if I have to create something for the classes. Like, you know, I don't have to frame any memory, I just need to have a picture on the page. So another inspiration, very easy and super fun to make. Moving on, and this time the colors are more traditional, and they were not that bright when I finished this page. They may not look bright to you in this lighting, but they are quite bright, especially the green. I think the colors kind of faded with time into this. And here I just wanted to show you the rainbow of fall colors plus elements put on them color on color. So on green I have green leaves, yellow, orange, red, and kind of a brown leaves. So this is also a fun technique, color on color, especially with this stunning color palette that comes with fall. Here is another layout. This one is not about outdoors. This one is about sweater weather collection. Sweater weather preparation, not collection. And here I work with watercolors again, but this time I created this tartan purple. What is wrong with me today? Tartan pattern using watercolors and flat brush. So you can mix colors, you can kind of create thicker and thinner lines. You can create different color palette if you have like a blue sweater, or you can turn it into a totally winter layout with bluish tartan. So another inspiration for you. This one I wanted to show you because it doesn't carry any pattern papers. I have the background that I made by myself, and it's a mixture of a stencil. I don't know if you can see it, but I made, oh, here you can see leaves using stencil and gel medium. And this is a water resistant medium, but I applied watercolors with a lot of water on top of it, creating this dreamy layer. Then I added 3 pictures and some elements fussy cut from the Mintai papers. This is also a very old page, so no pattern papers on this layout and more of mixed media focus. This one features one of Paige Evans' collections for American crafts, I think, but it's also quite old, and there was a whole paper with the trees, which I fussy cutted a lot and arranged them into this rainbow order background, and added some pictures on the bottom. So here you have an inspiration if you would like to cut out elements from your papers and arrange them. This is also a fun design you can make. Another one is this fall pattern made with pieces of cardstock in warm colors. I didn't use any fall collection here. I used mix of Cocoa Vanilla Studio collections, and honestly nothing here is from the fall collection. But I had this fun cut file with triangles. I backed them with a variety of pattern papers that kind of scream fall to me. And then I added picture, title cut it out with 𝐒𝐜𝐫𝐚𝐩, and some elements. As you can see, there is not much here beside the picture. So you can create a fall page using your own stash of scraps, and it doesn't even have to be a fall collection. So this idea would be great if you have mostly 6x6 or 6x8 paper pads or paper scraps and you're running out of full 12x12 papers. This one I really like because I love rainbows, and this watercolor rainbow is so cheerful. It's a rainbow, but it still screams fall because the colors are deeply saturated. They are not this pastel spring colors. And here I have some leaves cut out with 𝐒𝐜𝐫𝐚𝐩 and a few stampings and stickers, and again the same picture that you have already seen, and I think it's not the last time you are seeing it. I just really like it. Okay, another inspiration. This time it's a very colorful, a little bit messy page. It's, I would call it my early style, and where I was adding a lot of black splatters. I liked adding black stitching, black elements. So this is early Anna, I would say, and it was created with papers and collections that are no longer here. The company is a Polish one, Studio Tekturek. It doesn't exist for years. I was in the design team and I love those papers. There is a little bit of mixed media made with acrylic paints. So it's a very messy, a lot of splatters page with a little bit of mixed media. Here is another fall page made with first unique color palette, because it's a very kind of colorful pinkish color palette, and it doesn't carry any specific fall collections and embellishments, I just have those cut files. This is, I think, 𝐒𝐜𝐫𝐚𝐩 old page. So I had those cut files that I cut it out and backed with pattern papers. And I think the whole page was created with Project Life kit. I think so, because those are Project Life cards. This was fussy cutted from a Project Life card, this title, and I backed the elements with pieces of Project Life cards, I think. So it might be a whole project created with Project Life kit only, no scrapbooking papers involved. And here is another messy page, again watercolors in the background, but this time I added colorful stamping with fall leaves. I'm not sure if you can see it. Plus I added some leaves like this, and I think it was created for big picture classes class when I was using school supplies. So those were very cheap stamps from my daughter, and I stamped them around the background. And here is the layout with a bigger title as a feature, and again, I don't think it carry any specific collection for fall. Yeah, I don't think so. It's also from a 𝐒𝐜𝐫𝐚𝐩 club when I was a design team member. Back then, the cut file was theirs. And as you can see, I cut out the same thing twice and added the second one as a shadow, a slightly offset from the background, so it creates the shadow and it makes the title pop more. And adding a bigger title is a great idea to kind of embellish the page if you are running out of embellishments. And another one, this one is about mushroom picking. I don't know if the areas you live in have a lot of mushrooms, but I come from the countryside, and mushroom picking was something we were doing each fall, and I love doing so. And this is the mixture of papers and elements from Minty Papers books. And again, I have like wooden pattern, which I'm not even sure it comes from the fall collection, but I have a lot of elements cut out from their fussy cutting books. So I was like focusing on this, and I think it was created to kind of advertise those books. But as you can see, warm colors, 6 pictures here, and a kind of a sort of a frame of elements that scream fall. Moving on, another big title. I wanted to show you this one because big title is the main hero, main figure on this page, but I wanted to show you that you can upgrade your letters if they are big enough, and you can use embossing folders to emboss extra texture on the letters. So they were just plain yellowish letters, but I ran each of them through embossing folder, adding this texture, which is like, you know, you can totally see it, and it's something extra for the layout. Here I created my own pumpkins. For this one I have a process video for sure, so check the playlist. I will link you the playlist in the description box of this video. So I have 3 pumpkins. They are made with just pattern papers. I didn't use any cut files or anything. I just sketched the shape of pumpkins. Some are taller, some are like, you know, more round. I also cut out a few leaves and those swirls and stems using pattern papers. I just, you know, hand cutted it. And for the pumpkins, I used stitching to create those lines. You can create them with your pencil or something, or a crayon. You can also use shading and a tiny blending brush to create those shades. And this is the fun idea for a fall page. This one is not as much about the fall as about apples, apple picking, orchard, which is something that we kind of think of when we think of fall. Apples are the best fall fruits. So this one is about apple picking, and I just wanted to show you this page that you can kind of focus about apple picking, and then you can choose different color palette like I did here. This one is almost the last one. Here you have cut file. That is this wood slice, which I backed with this is the craft cardstock. So there is a craft cardstock and the craft cardstock in the back painted with watercolors to darken it a little bit, and I have some leaves around, and here I used foil transparency. I think it's Studio Calico. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Studio Calico, which doesn't exist anymore. So I never know what to do with those transparencies, and I used it to kind of upgrade plain pattern with it. And the last one, a simple page with wreath, wreath created with leaves, sort of a frame, so you can use die cuts with your dies, or use die cutting machine, pattern papers to cut bunch of leaves and then create a frame or a wreath or whatever you would like. So this was the last page I picked for you. I also prepared this Instagram post called Tips and Tricks with Anna, the new series. Let's hope I will have stamina to make them weekly as I planned. And there I also gathered a few tips about making fall pages, few ideas of what you can incorporate, so you can save this for later on your Instagram. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you will find something inspiring among those pages. Let me know in the comments what series you would like to see, maybe some other video, and maybe some other projects gathered in one video, some special theming. If I will have enough pages of my own, I will share them with you. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think, and see you soon on some other video. Bye!